about what you actually did, because you actually did work like, oh wow, I got to do all of this. No, talk about what you did.
So, for those of you who don't know, when you work in a TV station as a producer, whether you're an associate producer or you manage your own show, you stack the rundown. So the rundown has to be, depending on how long the show is, if it's an hour-long show or a half-hour show, there's 4 blocks. So you've got A block, B block, C block, and D block. A is normally your top stories of the day. So like if there's a plane crash that kills everybody, that's going to be an A block. B block is normally what's popular around the world, around the globe. So like maybe there's wildfires going on in, like Africa or something. And then C block is always your sports stuff, and then D block is what I call the cute cat videos that y'all watch all the time, with the giraffes and stuff like that. And so, me as the producer, I have to
keep posting those on social media about your pets.
Right. People love them. People love their pets. Don't get me wrong, I love my pets. Shout out to my little furry companion, Mr. Fletcher Blaze.
Well, should they be on the D block or on the new?
That's subjective to what the station wants. But, as so outside of obviously writing all the scripts to stack the rundown, creating lower thirds, creating the graphics, I also had to sit in the studio and run the teleprompter. And that was always fun sometimes. Yeah. I will say, those studios are freezing cold. Like, you have to wear a winter coat in the summertime.
All that equipment.
Yeah.
And they got to keep it cool. Any place you go with a lot of computers, a lot of equipment, bring layers. Dress in layers and bring some layers.
You may as well bring a mink coat.
Yeah. And mink hat.
Mink hat, mink wig, everything. And so the job in itself was very detail oriented.
Yep.
I mean, from the minute you walk into the newsroom, you're on deadline. You are, and I have to admit that my anxiety, and I worked overnight, so I have to bring this back up too. I worked overnights, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Sunday through Thursday. And I've always been a morning person. I've never really been a night owl. Yeah. And so that flipping of my whole entire day, also, mind you, I'm in a different state with a different time zone. So while all my friends who are back here in Cleveland are getting ready for work at 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to bed. So it's that whole change of my social life. So I noticed that during that transition of me taking this new role, I noticed just immediately my mental health started to take a nosedive.
Yep.
Because I started to feel like, man, did I make the right decision? Here comes the grief, right? Did I make the right decision? I'm away from my nucleus support system who I've been around all my life. Number 3, okay, I've made this decision, but can I go back? If I do go back, what are people going to say? People are going to judge me for being a failure. People are going to say, oh, well, you tried it, but it just didn't work out. And they don't realize that we tend to say it all the time. People say, oh, the job didn't work out, you move on. But no. It's not that simple, especially when you worked hard to get to where you are.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll never forget it. Somebody who I worked with at that time at that station had said that to me, and I remember feeling heartbroken because I'm thinking, you have no idea what it's like to work from nothing to something. I mean, I grew up in a single-parent household, and I watched my mom juggle going to school, working, and being a full-time parent of me and my brother. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking in my mind, how could you be insensitive to say that? You don't realize the grit that I've had to put in to get here. I didn't have a silver spoon where my college tuition was paid for, where I had the luxury of just focusing on my schoolwork and not having to work. I had to work throughout my whole entire college experience. So really, my whole college experience was different than most people because I had to sacrifice time that I could have been gaining experience like this for working.